And for your cow, as you inhale, your heart and your hips will go up to the sky as your torso presses toward the floor. And your cat, you're gonna exhale, separate the scapula, press away from the mat, round the spine. Inhale your cow. Exhale your cat. Inhale your cow. And exhale your cat. Bring it back to a neutral spine. Curl your toes underneath. Then we're going to find a downward facing dog. So send your hips up to the ceiling and pedal out your dog. I'm just moving slowly today. I drank tea instead of coffee before class today. So I'm thinking hopefully I won't rush too much, right? Tea has a little less caffeine. Just throughout your practice, move however it feels good to you. It doesn't matter if the shape you take looks like the shape of the person next to you. It's all about nourishing your body, your mind, your spirit. And we'll bring it back to center. Inhale your right toes up to the sky. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Pull that right heel into the left glute. If you can, try to keep your shoulders even. And we'll press those right toes back up to the sky. We're gonna bring the knee into the nose slowly. Come up high on the back toes. Step the foot between your hands. Use your toes to scooch that foot up if you need to. We're gonna lower down the left knee. And we're gonna raise the palms up to the sky. Lift up out of the hips. Feel the length. Feel yourself leading with your collarbone. You might feel a stretch in your quadricep. Pull the belly button in and up. Lengthening the psoas, the front body. Now we're gonna bring the fingertips so that they frame the front foot. You might wish to have two blocks underneath your hands. And we are going to take a half split stretch. So we're gonna slowly bring the hips toward the back of the mat. Flex the foot so that the toes are coming up toward your face. And think long spine here. It's okay if your knee is a little bit bent. And breathe. Relax your jaw. Relax your face. Okay, we're gonna get a little cute with our transition here. So you're gonna plant your left hand down onto the mat and put your weight into that left hand. So just like feel that sensation. And we're gonna bring the right toes around and toward the back of the mat. You may bring your left toes a little bit to the left. That's gonna give you a little bit more stability. And your right fingertips reach up toward the sky. You guys look great, live streamers. All right, so bring the left toes more toward the left because we're gonna come into gate pose. So the left toes are gonna come about behind your knee. Engage the core, pull the belly button in and up, and we're gonna lift our torso slowly up to center. Nice. And we're gonna bring the right hand down, the left hand up and over, lengthening the spine, lengthening the side body rather. Yes, you got it, Laura. And now keeping the core engaged, we're gonna bring that hand back down either to the floor or maybe you bring the hand to a block. That's okay too. So engaging the core. All right, you're gonna bring both hands right in front of you. So keep the legs where they are, and both hands are gonna come right underneath your shoulders. We're gonna find a half of a frog pose. So you're gonna scooch your left knee out to the left side. And maybe you stay on your hands. You're gonna feel it like through the groin area and through the psoas. Maybe you rest your forearms on a block. Maybe you rest your forearms on the ground, and we'll be here a little bit. So take your time, get set up into a shape that you feel like you can hold. So we don't want to feel any pain here. Maybe a little discomfort. And bring the tongue behind your two front teeth. Close your eyes. And allow your inhales and your exhales to make the sound of the ocean. Allow your mind to become still. Three more deep breaths. And bring yourself up to your palms if you want to your forearms. Now, we're gonna end up sitting on our bottoms. So bring your left, put the weight in your hands, bring your left heel in front of you, and then we're gonna gently bring your bottom down so that your left heel is in front of your torso. So however you wanna get there, there's no right, there's no wrong. And we're gonna lift up and over. Continue to lengthen the side body, feeling both of your sit bones planted onto the mat. Lengthening from the hips to the shoulder. Maybe you sigh it out, that's okay too. Just scanning your body and finding the places where maybe the day got to you and you have a little bit extra tension. Just exhale that away. Maybe with every inhale and every exhale, you sink a little bit deeper into the posture. One more inhale. One more exhale. And bring your torso back up to center. Okay, so we're gonna cartwheel the hands up toward the top of the mat. So take your time. And we're gonna curl our right toes underneath. We're gonna come into Bandha Charja. So you're gonna press away from the mat, really, really press. You're gonna bring the knee up to your nose, and we're gonna make that cat shape with the back, arching the back, rounding the spine, tucking the chin in just as best you can. And we're gonna lower the knee to the mat, heart up to the sky. Should feel really good after that. right, 2 more bandha charges. We got it. On the exhale, press away, round the spine, tuck the chin, belly button in and up. Use that core, use that core, use that core. And inhale, lower it down, heart to the sky. And last one. Knee in, bandha charja. You got this. And now we're going to step the foot through between the hands. Go ahead, inch that foot up as much as you need to. We're going to come to warrior one on the left. So find a 45-degree angle with that back leg. Take your time. Get nice and solid in your feet. And once we have that foundation, we'll reach our fingertips up to the sky. I'm just doing the best. There's a teacher in my school and she's got a sign in front of her door and it says, "Your best will do just fine." I remind myself of that like every day. Your best will be just enough. And we'll open into our warrior two. Strong arm. Reverse it, peaceful. Just like in our gate pose, lengthening from the hips to the armpit. And now we're going to straighten our front leg just as much as we can. Use the core, Utthita Trikonasana. Reach forward with the left hand. You can have a little bit of a bend in your front leg, that is fine. And our left fingertips come down, our right fingertips come to the sky. Maybe your gaze is forward, maybe your gaze is up at your hand. And now we're gonna bend into the front leg. The right hand is gonna come either down to the floor or maybe down to a block. We're gonna reach the left fingertips forward. Bring the left fingertips to the sky, finding that twist in the torso. And now maybe you straighten your front leg just a little bit. Getting a nice twist in the body, a stretch in the IT band. Lengthening the crown of your head toward the front mirror. Beautiful. Bend back into that left knee. Lower down your left palm. We're going to come to the ball of the right foot. Lower down the right knee. Heel toe your left foot to the edge of your mat. And we're going to find dragon. So your left knee is going to fall to the left side of the room. You might stay right here on your palms. You might come to your forearms. You might rest your forearms on a block. And you can come onto the outer blade of that left foot if it feels good. Yeah, you got it, Laura. Nice, Laura, you got it. Wherever you are, just breathe. The practice of yoga, it's really about the breath. It's really about quieting the mind. And asana is valuable because asana helps us kind of work through that anxious energy. And the asana practice is what helps us get to stillness. But it's really all about the breath. Now you can stay right here. If you need a little bit of a quadricep stretch, I invite you, just an invitation, to pull your right heel in, and maybe you reach back around for that heel with your left hand. But if you can't reach it, just by contracting the hamstring, pulling that foot in with the hamstring, that's gonna lengthen your quads too. So that's gonna get you the same result. So no worries if you can't reach. And if you have really tight quads like I do, just breathe into it. Remind yourself you're okay. And if you feel any sensations that are sharp or burning, then please back out. Just pay attention to the sensations that are coming up in your body today. And honor where you're at. We'll take 2 more deep breaths. And we'll release the foot back to the mat. We'll bring the hands back to center underneath your shoulders. Heel toe that left foot in, curl your right toes under. And we're gonna take ourselves back into downward facing dog. If you wanna go through a vinyasa, I invite you. If you are, if you wanna do a chaturanga, if you're working on any handstands or anything, I totally invite you. Otherwise, we'll just pedal out our dog. And inhale your left toes up to the sky this time. Bend the knees, stack the hips, pull that left heel into the right glute. Try to keep those shoulders even. Feels so good to open up the body. And then we're gonna put that leg back on straight. Those left toes go back up to the ceiling. And we're gonna pull the knee into the nose, come up high, high, high on those back toes. That's gonna help you make space to step the foot up to the top of the mat. We're gonna lower down that right knee this time. And we're gonna sweep the fingertips up to the sky. Take some cactus arms this time. So as you bend the elbows, press the elbows toward the front of the room, really opening up that front body. I don't know about you guys, I've been hunched over my computer and my phone and my steering wheel all day, and it feels really good to just open the heart space. Engage the core, because that's gonna support the back. It's gonna protect your spine with an engaged core. And we're gonna bring it into our half split stretch. So you might wanna place blocks underneath your hands. That is A-okay. And we're going to send the hips back as we straighten the front leg. Flex the toes up toward your face and keep your hips kind of high here. Walk your fingertips forward if that's available, lengthening your spine. And breathing. You might feel a slight external rotation in your left thigh bone too, and that's okay. This doesn't, make sure you don't feel any tweaking or pulling on your knee joint. The rotation comes from the hip. And just kind of relax into it. Maybe your IT band or your hamstring is talking to you. Just breathe into it. Nice, friends. All right, so we're gonna press into the right hand this time, and I'm just gonna flip so I'm towards the camera, but you're gonna press into your right hand, and we're gonna bring the left toes toward the back of the mat this time. We're gonna reach the left fingertips up to the sky. And it might give you more stability to bring the right toes toward the right. All right, friends, we're gonna find gate pose. So bring your right toes so they're right behind your knee. Pull the belly button in and up. And we're gonna bring the torso all the way up, just like we're in a warrior two pose. And we're gonna reverse it, lengthening the side body. So guys, I was so happy I got to wear my leg warmers today. Leg warmer weather doesn't happen so often in Florida. And engage the core, and you might want to have a block handy. We're gonna bring the right hand down to the floor or maybe to the block. And we'll find that half frog pose on the other side. So you might stay on your palms, and that is totally fine. Kind of slide your left foot toward the left, and you might bring your right knee toward the right side just slightly. Try to keep your hips forward a little bit. The more forward you come, the more of a stretch you're gonna feel. But again, this is a pretty deep stretch. So the most important thing is to try and relax. And if you go too far, just come back out. That's all. Like there's no expectation here. If you feel it, you're doing it. And if your body's telling you, hey, this isn't right, then listen to your body. Bring your body back out. Find a shape that works for you. And breathe. Relax your jaw. Just a few more breaths right here. And find yourself on your palms. And now really press into the palms, because we're gonna find ourselves on our bottoms with the right foot in front of us. So take your time, however you can safely and comfortably get there. Take your time. And now we're going to reach up and over with the right hand. You guys are doing awesome. Just lengthening that side body. And we'll bring your torso back up. So we're gonna find that bandha charja again, really firing up the core. So cartwheel your hands to the top of your mat. You're gonna come to the ball of your left foot. And on your exhale, you're gonna arch your back, round the spine, bring that knee into your nose just as best you can. And inhale, lower the knee. Shine your heart up to the ceiling, even be a little messy, let your hips just kind of flop wherever they want to flop. And we're gonna exhale back into that bondage charge. I press away from the mat, separate the shoulders, round the spine. You got this. And lower it down. Open up that front body, shine that heart forward, shine that light that you have. And exhale, bondage charge. Press, press, press away from the mat. And then we're gonna step that foot between your hands. Lift it up as much as you need to. Find a 45-degree angle with your back foot. We're gonna find our warrior one. Taking your time, get those legs, that foundation set. Marking through those fingers. Open warrior two. Press into the heel of your front foot. And we're going to reverse it peaceful, lengthening the side body. Maybe bringing a smile to your face. It was tempting to sit on the couch and eat donuts, but you came to yoga. And we're gonna straighten that front leg, pull the belly button in, finding our Trikonasana. You can have a little bit of a bend in that front knee, that's fine. Actually, a little micro bend protects the knee, so I actually like a little bit of a bend. Right hand down, left hand high. Lengthening the right side of the torso as much as the left. Bend back into that right knee. The left hand comes down, maybe to a block, maybe to the floor. Reach forward with the right hand. Get nice and long in your spine. Reach up with the left hand, or the right hand. Yes, nice, guys. And straighten the front leg just as much as you can. And let the straightening lead with the hip here. Getting a nice detoxifying twist. All right, bend back into that knee. The right hand is going to come down to the mat. Come up high on the ball of the back foot. Lower down that back knee. We're going to find our dragon pose. So heel toe your right foot to the edge of the mat. And maybe here's where you stay. Because this is a pretty intense stretch. It's the inner thigh, the quadricep on the left side. Maybe your forearms find a block or the ground. And perhaps you come to the edge of your right foot and you kind of open that foot up like a book, allowing the knee to fall toward the right side. If you want a little more, you can always straighten that back leg. Yogi's choice, whatever feels best for you. Check in with your body. And just a couple more breaths. Try to relax here, or allow yourself to relax here. We'll come to our palms. Come to the sole of the right foot, heel toe that foot so it's back to center. We're gonna find downward facing dog, so you curl your back toes under if you haven't already. And we're gonna step that right foot back, pedal it out. If you wanna go through a vinyasa, if you need a chaturanga to kind of fire up your day, I invite you. Otherwise, just pedal out your dog. And bring your gaze to your hands. We're gonna step those feet up to your hands. And we're gonna find ourselves on our bottom. So bring your legs straight out in front of you. Kind of rock side to side a little bit, get nice and grounded. And it's okay to have your legs bent here a little bit too. You can even maybe put a cushion or a block underneath your knees. That feels good sometimes. We're gonna reach the fingertips up to the sky. Imagine there's a bar in front of your hips and imagine you're going up and over that bar. And I am totally okay with bent knees here. I'm totally okay with not touching your toes here because yoga is not about touching your toes. And then once you find a shape where you can kind of hang out for a little bit, just allow yourself to settle in. This is a really good time to come back to that Ujjayi breath. The more you breathe, the more your body will relax. We'll take 3 more deep breaths right here. We'll release the hands from wherever they are. Press the floor away from you with your hands. And placing your hands behind you, we're just gonna windshield wiper the legs side to side. Lean back into your hands, feel your heart space open. And then pulling the knees in so the soles of the feet are on the ground, we're gonna find a reverse tabletop. So bring your hands, give yourself enough space behind you with your hands. And on your inhale, press your hips and your collarbone up to the sky. Nice. This is a good way to work on some of our upper body strength. Open up the front body. And kind of just counteract that fold we just did. Or lower the hips back down to the ground. Find yourself on your back. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee, making kind of a figure 4 shape. Press the right knee toward the back of the mat so you feel that hip open. And now heel toe your left foot toward the left, just an inch or two, and then both knees are going to fall toward the right side. Now, if this is too much, friends, please put a block or a cushion or something to prop up that right thigh. And if that's still too much, you can just unhook the ankle and stay in the twist, and you're still getting those benefits. Just kind of settle into the shape. You can bring your arms out to the sides, palms open up toward the ceiling. Maybe it feels good to clasp your elbows over your head. What's going to benefit you right now? But the key is to find a shape that you feel like you can be in for a minute or two. And we'll bring both knees back up to center. Release the right ankle from the left knee if you crossed it. And we'll switch to the opposite side so that your left ankle goes over the right knee. Heel toe that right foot toward the right side of the mat, just a few inches. And then we'll allow both knees to fall toward the left side this time. And you can always use a prop to support your left knee or your left thigh. You can always uncross the ankles if you need to. Whatever shape you take, just allow yourself to settle in. Allow your breath to take you a little bit deeper. And we'll take 3 more deep breaths right here. And then we'll bring both knees back up to center. Release the ankle from the knee. And we're gonna pull the right knee into your right rib cage as you lengthen the left leg down onto the mat. Now just hug it in for a moment or two here. Massaging the internal organs. And then when you're ready, we'll let that right knee fall over toward the left side of the room, finding a reclined twist. You might feel it in your IT band or your glute, and your right hand and your gaze will follow toward the right side. Try to keep your right shoulder planted firmly onto the ground. And you can always prop up this right knee with a cushion or a pet if you're at home, or a block, rolled up towel or blanket. Feel free to stay right here, but if you need to layer on a little bit to feel complete, you can always pull your left heel in and take hold of it with your right hand if that feels good to you. You can also always straighten your right leg, and maybe you try to take hold with your left hand. Just whatever works for you. Tons of options in yoga. And we'll come out of that shape, unwind, unravel, pull that right knee back into the right rib cage. And we'll switch it out with the left. So pull your left knee into the left side. Hold it there for a moment, massaging the internal organs. Really good for you. And then keeping that left shoulder firmly planted onto the ground. Allow the left knee to fall over the side body. And maybe you use a block or a cushion or anything really to prop up that right knee. Enjoy the stretch. You can stay right here. If you need to layer on, you can pull the right heel in and maybe you reach for it with the left hand. And maybe you straighten your left leg over to the right side. Maybe you take hold with your right hand, maybe not. Just getting a little more of an IT band stretch. And we'll unwind to the posture, coming back to center. And our final posture for this sequence is Supta Konasana. So you're gonna bring the soles of your feet together, bring the knees out to the sides like a butterfly. If this is too much, you can place blocks to kind of prop up your outer thighs. You could also place a block underneath your shoulders. So like a block like right where your bra strap would be in the back, and you can place a block behind your head if that feels good. No blocks required, just options. And bring your arms out to the sides, palms facing the sky. Open palms to give. Open palms to receive. When you're ready, find the most comfortable final savasana. You want to get a blankie or place something over your eyes, I invite you to do so. Maybe get a sip of water. Take any last movements that feel good to you before you settle in. This is a really good time to remind yourself that you are safe, you are loved, you're supported in your practice, you are supported in your community. And this is your time for self-care. So just allow yourself to simply be. And begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, welcoming awareness back into your body. And reach your arms overhead as you press your feet in the opposite direction, just like you're waking up on a beautiful morning. And then roll over onto your right side. And gently press yourself into seated, and we'll all face each other. Bowing the mind to the heart, bring your palms to heart center. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for sharing your beautiful practice on this Friday Eve. I honor the place in you where the universe resides. I honor the place in you that is truth, love, beauty, and hope. When you are in this place in you and I am in this place in me, we are the same. Namaste, friends. Thank you, guys. Awesome practice. Oh, this is a bright light.
Thank you, Kate. It's so good to hear your voice. I've missed it.
I'm gonna turn the lights back on so I can see you guys. Oh, let me stop recording.